Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane. A 2 vs 2 on the Rhzhev. Yes, indeed, the Rhzhev. It's a bit of time since we had a match on this map, but we are back. We shall be watching Hansmoleman and Stevebud fighting for the Soviet Union for the 3rd Guards Tank Corps, going up here against Tititwister and DanielID of the Wehrmacht of the Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier Division. We're seeing Pioneers moving up, we're seeing Grenadiers on survey. In terms of doctrines, we've got Assault Support, Jägerarmer and Osttruppen for DanielID. For Tititwister, we're seeing Osttruppen, Jägerarmer and Mechanized Assault. For Hansmoleman, we've got Soviet Shock, Conscript Support and Guard Rifles. So largely actually a bunch of infantry doctrines we're seeing here for him. And for Stevebud, Guard Motor, Shock Army and Shock Frontline. So there's a bit of shock there. Got back to DanielID. And hang on a minute. Something I just realised. Player colours are not on. Makes it a lot easier, of course, in a 2 vs 2 to get a hold of who is who. I will certainly admit that. Stevebud moving up, engaged by Pioneers, already up at the fuel point, rushing straight ahead. Not unusual to see that on the map. Same thing here, Hansmoleman rushing straight over the fuel. We are seeing that Twister here is taking a more slow, cautious approach. No headlong rushing in. Unlike Daniel here, Combat is already here going for the fuel tank up position here behind the old truck, while the rest of his forces take a more slow and cautious approach. Grenadiers are arriving here for Daniel again. DanielID just moving in as many forces as possible. Initially slower here, and now we finally see that Twister and Hansmoleman's forces also engage. We're seeing an MG42 out second here for Twister, while that comes with a 3rd unit here for Daniel. And there we go, Grenadiers arriving on the spot. These combat engineers will not have much of a chance anymore then. Already outnumbered. And there we go. Dimitri is down, and so is Boris, but so went Fritz as well. MG42 arriving. Now the Grenadier squad out here for Twister. Pioneers here coming in a bit under fire. Conscripts moving straight here against the Grenadiers, trying to secure the cutoff point here. MG42 might be able to arrive, but still might be a bit too late. We're seeing that Stevebud is going to be pouring a lot more infantry in towards this point. There we go. Roaring in the 2nd squad. But Steve is going to be rather focusing heavily on securing this point, pouring in a lot of resources before the enemy can arrive and lock it down. So this is a rather heavy engagement trying to secure this point. Conscious moving up here. Also a little fun fact, apparently I forgot about to mention it, but a few days ago I actually reached 6,000 subscribers, and a big huzzah to everyone. I just completely forgotten about with all the replays I've been having to go through lately, because I keep getting them, which is great as well, you know.
New unit has arrived.
So my opponents are not mentioning it, but there you go. Conscripts engaging, MG42 being pushed a bit back. Grenadiers, Pioneers, more Grenadiers. Bit of brutal melee ensues right here. Twister is trying to get his MG42 work, but he's clearly getting overwhelmed by infantry, and the conscripts are just rushing in. They're going to do their best to ensure the MG42 can't up. And there we go. Molotovs up as well. We also know that both Soviet players are now going for support with cover here. No special rifle commands. MG42 going to be hunted. And there we go. Stevebud arrives from the other angle. And there we go. MG42 surrounding, finally forced to retreat. In the meanwhile, conscripts here getting overwhelmed by the Grenadiers and the nearby Pioneers. But we do see a few Grenadiers lighting on fire, getting a bit too close to the fire. And there you go. Conscript squad continues to rather hold up most of Daniel's forces here in the little house. Nice little maneuver, and ultimately he's denying both German players vital fuel through this little maneuver. Damn good job there, damn good job. Good work. Use of garrison can really make a difference. And there we go. Assault Grenadiers have arrived from Twister. He's gone for Mechanized Assault. Assault Grenadiers, Mr. MP40s arrive. Wunderbar. A mortar will be needed here, or at least a bunch of rifle grenades, and there we go. The rifle grenades are here, blasting through the windows. Germans have suddenly made a bit of an advance here again, pushing back the Soviets, though they are finally also making some progress on the right side. Question is how will the Soviets react to this. We're seeing the first Maxim here arriving, second Maxims of both Soviet players are going to be adding in some rather heavy machine gun fire to try and slow down the German infantry advance. Light machine gun up here for Daniel's Grenadiers. Over to Twister.
Our headquarters has been improved.
2 Grenadier squads on assault grenadier, 1 MG42, and we are seeing taking up going on. And there go Maxim sending up, providing cover for this entire area, and quickly, deftly killing Grenadiers inside the house. Grenadiers here will need to get out. There we go, choosing the right door to escape through. Second, Maxim firing down the road, going to be flanking this position. These Grenadiers need to be pulled out soon enough. And a quick assault here on the bar, the wounded conscripts. Almost getting the entire squad, almost. But Boris Gump makes it out of there. Quick flank though going in here from DanielID in return. MG42 up, Grenadiers with the MG42 also moving up. And there we go, Maxim caught in the middle of everything, already getting suppressed, already suffering nasty losses. And there we go, LMG also sitting up, Grenadiers have engaged, Maxim pushing on. Hansmoleman on the move, mines going up as well. Lovely, lovely, but looks like Stevebud actually decided to cancel it because another MG42. Another. Relentless sword assault, and we are seeing Twister here going for the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 250 half-track, the light infantry half-track appearing here with the squad of Panzer Grenadiers ready to lead the assault. Oh, the engagement continue as well. But we also see a heavy mortar has arrived. It's Hansmoleman, so that means Soviet shock, I believe. So we already know what doctrine he's chosen. He's definitely going to be laying it in quite heavily then. And there we go. Already the losses are beginning to become rather nasty. And he's got the light machine gun just wiped out there by the heavy mortar. Half-track here though, in the meanwhile, wiping out the entire Panzer Grenadier, conscript squad, not the Panzer Grenadiers themselves. And there you go, coming to spot it while laying down mines as well. They do manage to finish, but they might still end up dead. A nice little mechanized assault group here, certainly doing its best. Costs a bit, more fuel, but ultimately it's still getting a nice little maneuver there and quickly rushing ahead. Very nice, very violent. Assault gun is following up here. Half-track out, more regular one here for Daniel. And we also see here that Stevebud is sneaking in a counter squad all the way to the far right to go for the fuel point. Well done, well done. MG though, direct hit from a heavy mortar, I would assume. And there we go, quickly pulled back.
Half-track ready.
It looks like fighting is dying down for a brief moment here. More mortar fire. Grenadiers here hit a mine, losing 2 men. And there you go, Maxim cut off on the retreat path. And immediately suffering some minor losses. And we're already seeing here that Stevebud is moving on to the Tankovy battalion command, so a bit of armor here will be thrown at the Germans. In fact, they will be quite vulnerable. They only have Panzerfaust at the very moment to stop it. No packs or anything to stop any armor in advance. That could actually prove to be quite painful. That looks like actually Tititwister might be actually using this as a part of an overall strategy. He actually went for the mechanized assault group to get some Panzers out, sort of a tier 2 supplement, and then moving straight on to the 3rd tier to get some armor that way. And of course, in any case, he might then be faced with armor. He can then upgrade the Panzer. It's like the half-track meets the Panzertrack. That is definitely one way of doing it. Heavy mortar fire though continues to rain in. Half-track here be pulled back, less than half health. And meanwhile, this Panzer squad is doing what it can as well, holding up here behind a small wall, tearing down the conscripts with their Sturmgewehrs. Field gun nearby as well. Max is moving up. So the shock troops also making their advance. Rather brutal engagement here. Assault grenades continue to do what it can as well. Nice use of assault grenades, except some of them are thrown a bit too far there, Friedrich. We are not playing the American footballs. Your target is not to throw it as long as possible, it's to throw at the enemy. Good job there with the Gauss and half-track, taking a point over there.
Rhzhev is passing.
A bit of artillery. Before Twister's Panzer Grenadiers force away the conscripts. And there we go. Support armor core is up. He's just lacking the fuel to actually do anything with it. A fuel cache would definitely be a good job thing here for the Germans, by the way, but now they actually managed to hold both fuel points. And we're actually seeing the Soviets setting up fuel caches. Good job there, good job. Setting up for the longer fight. The long fight. And over to Hansmoleman. Soviet shock. 2 shock trooper squads. Conscript squads who's actually suffered some rather severe infantry losses. You're obviously seeing 1 Maxim and the heavy mortar. A bit of quiet for the moment. Daniel here pushing up the half-track, and we're seeing Stevebud constantly sneaking in troops to go for the more tender strategic points. Panzer here caught by the shock troopers, and ultimately they're quickly pushed away by the more durable shock troopers.
We are ready for anything.
Definitely a bit of this and that going on.
Watch out!
Nothing armoured on the way for the moment for Hansmoleman. And the Maxim moving a bit too far ahead here. A bit of a tactical blunder by Hansmoleman, allowing the Grenadiers to quickly and deftly outmaneuver it. On the other hand, the shock troopers nearby will not be as easy to deal with as the Maxim. And the shock troopers might just get the drop on the Grenadiers if they're not too careful. And now we've got a tank battalion command on the way for Hansmoleman as well. Fascinating.
Ready.
Fascinating. Looks like the forces here of Twister will soon be assaulted. Counter-attack going in here. Conscripts and more shock troopers. That's even going to turn ugly here. Lots of submachine guns moving in. Grenadiers getting caught in the middle of the road. And just murdered in the open streets. The Soviets certainly were great users of submachine gunners on a large scale. And certainly the ones who really lose them just that much more. Compared to the Germans, who were much more likely to use them in smaller quantities. And overall would only be really small assault teams specifically made, or later on Jäger infantry used to be equipped largely with submachine guns. There we go, conscripts caught in the middle there, MG42. Might be seeing some incendiary fishing rounds. Oh, what a shame, what a shame. After having seen that match against Spartan, I really, think the incendiary fishing rounds really should be used a lot more. But there we go, Grenadiers, assault gunners tearing into the shock troopers. Giving them a bit of a shock, but then again the shock troopers might shock the assault grenadiers in return. And there we go, lots of grenades, lots of grenades, more grenades. And the assault grenadiers, oh no, 9, the assault grenadiers are doomed. Half-track making another push. We'll be also seeing a tank out here for Stevebud, a T-70 light tank. Tank also prepared here for Daniel, and a Panzerkampfwagen here arriving for Twister.
Machine gun ready. New units have arrived.
2 heavy mortars out for Hansmoleman.
Replacements have arrived. Ready. We are taking infantry fire. We have an isolated sector.
Panzer IV on the height there for the T-70, which on the other hand is trying to get the half-track. Soviets though are slowly but surely pushing back, and with a second heavy mortar arriving, they'll definitely have a considerable mortar battery that can really apply some hurt to the German troops.
What do you mean?
Conversely, there's actually no artillery for the Germans at the moment. No mortars, no nothing. Comet is spotted while laying down mines. Nicely down there by Twister. Half-track though needs to be pulled back for repairs again. And there go field gun fires, but misses the Panzer IV.
Losing territory.
Come on, Fedorov. It's just a little bit of snow, a small blizzard. More shock troops advancing this time from Stevebud. T-70 quickly following up to provide support there. this 45mm gun. And the Panzers are quickly realizing they need to get the hell out of there. Grenadiers also very much coming to that realization. Over to Steve, but oh, shock troopers hit by their own. More shock troops, oh my goodness. Did the NKVD send those mortars or what? They're ending up killing more of their own than the enemies.
The new men have arrived. Shock troops have arrived.
Quick grenade there. T-70 rolling ahead. More shock troopers, lots of shock troopers from both reaction noting shock rifle frontline tactics. So 2 shock doctrines but with some differences.
Field gun standing by.
And a T-34 arriving from Hansmoleman.
Yes, comrade.
By the way, one of the later models of the T-34-76, one the Germans actually called the Mickey Mouse model, because that's how it looked when the both of the hatches were up open on the turret. Little fun fact there. But continued heavy mortar fire proves a peril here. And also knowing the Germans all of a sudden very much forgetting about the flanks, they're focusing everything on the centre, which should very much open up for the Soviets if they're clever enough to realise this, to make some very aggressive moves on the flank to take away a lot of territory from the Germans, who by the way have set up a munitions cache right there.
Field gun standing by.
Looks like the Soviets are getting ready for a major assault themselves. Heavy Panzer Corps up. And again, constantly repairing the half-track. Nice job there from Twister in keeping his vehicle pool nice and maintained. That is what we like to see. Or at least I like to see. Panzer IV maybe getting ready for a flank assault. T-34 reporting advance up on the flank. Good job there. Shifting all of the maneuvers over from flank while still keeping a nice force here to hold back any German main advance up there. Panzer IV looks like we'll be dealing with the right hand side. These conscripts need to get out there. Just, oh, they did get overwhelmed. Nice push there from Deutschland, the CoH Deutschland. So named for the fact that unlike most other divisions, it actually recruited from all across Germany. In fact, most German divisions, at least for a large part of the war, actually recruited from very specific parts of Germany. That was rather a German thing. They did it so the units themselves would have higher cohesion because there'd be more in common for the men inside them. Of course, Deutschland was unique because they recruit all across Germany. More specifically, they recruit from the best of the different divisions all across Germany. Thus, was Deutschland. So, little fun fact there. Shock Trooper squad, they went down in the ice. T-34 here up for Stevebud as well. And Panther IV making some nice progress on the right flank. Counter-attack here from the Panzers on the left flank. Pioneers guys moving up. We might be seeing a Soviet assault going in here. 2 tanks and a light tank ready to hit.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
This could very easily get ugly here for Twister, who's laying down some mines. But there we go. Losses inflicted. Panzers trying to escape, but they go down and the half-track is lost.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
A considerable loss there for Twister, and veteran 2 for this T-70, making it that much more lethal. Pioneer squad wiped out as well. Oh, the losses are horrible. Another Panzer out here for Twister. So 2 Panzer Kampfwagen 4 on the field, and a bit of using the territorial capture mode. Good job there. Really nice idea. Really nice idea. Good use of veterans abilities there from Stevebud. Panzer IV pushing up the centre, another Panzer IV following up. And Twister here might soon lose another Grenadier squad if he's not. Oh, he did! But we see several shock troopers going through the ice, their heavy body armour dragging him to the bottom of the lake. And there you go, Panzerwehr for 42's out. Werfen its Raketen aus die enemy.
Shock troops can now be used to crush the enemy.
In this case, blowing up some ice mostly. No infantry at the moment from Twister to really support such an advance. Not good. And looks like Stevebud is getting ready for some major gains on the right flank. Time to pop back here to Daniel, who has gone for Jaeger armor himself. T-34 trying to ram, but it was a bit too far away before it started using, giving the Panther 4 ample time to escape. And now this T-34 is with a burned out engine, or at least overheated engine, in front of 2 Panther 4s. Field gun though is on the spot. Another Panzerwerfer barrage, and trying to ram again. Hansmoleman seems to be an absolutely ram-tastic mood today. And artillery going in. Incendiary artillery. So much going on at the moment. And a T-34 making a penetration here from right flank. If it catches the Panzerwerfer, that could be disastrous for Daniel. A matter for the Germans. Then it is spotted. T-70 on the move. Panzers here held up in the centre. And an MG-42 on thin ice. And there we go, the Germans have suffered a huge setback all of a sudden. Now they're the ones pushed back from the field, they're the ones with no flanks or anything. Nice move there by the Soviets, turning the tables on the Germans, fascists. And there we go, continuing to flank, sending in shock troopers in through here, catching the German pack, although we do see now 2 snipers up from Twister. That's a huge expenditure into some rather vulnerable units. Could prove out to be good, but it could also backfire on him. I imagine he's going for the snipers simply to deal with the shock troopers. And that's why he actually went for 2 of them. A rather hard counter to him, but again, it also rather, in some cases, vulnerable and fragile counter. I mean, if they get caught in the wrong spot, they're dead. And then all of a sudden there's going to be a lot of manpower out the window. It's a bit dangerous, to be honest. MG-42 cleared out. The nastiness continues. We do see a Panther on the way. Hang on. Sorry about that, but let's get back to the fighting.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Panzer force advancing. Minor action here on the right flank. I think DanielID might be overestimating his power of pioneers, or the power of his pioneers, and what they can do. In fact, now as 2 T-34s are barreling in. A bit of an over-response here from Steve. But, you know, might work out.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Panzerwerfer also arriving, putting itself in a rather exposed position. Pummeling the nearby area without actually doing much in terms of damage. Air reconnaissance going in here from DanielID. Nice Soviet support position, and a Stuka bomber is called in. There we go, the Jericho Hound has, a trumpet has sounded, heralding their doom. And there we go, 1 field gun crew did not make it out of there alive. The other did. And I'm sure their eardrums are shattered. Combat squad gone. Hansmoleman though making a brave attempt at mining the area, but probably hadn't expected the Grenadiers to appear like that. Also knowing the Panther is now out for Daniel. Could be a nice targeting here, and a light artillery barrage following up from Twister. Interesting, interesting. Though I'm not entirely sure why he threw it on the ice. Perhaps he was expecting some of them to move out there. I'm not sure. Seems a bit weird. Might have been a misclick. 5 hit up.
Reconnaissance flight set to go.
Twister continues to be a bit low on infantry. And brutal fighting for the centre victory point continues to ensue. With tanks nearby and field guns providing fire support. Time for the mid-game analysis, by the way, gentlemen. Popping out to Tititwister first, but current situation, the Germans are a bit on the back foot. The Soviets are holding most of the map, they're holding most of the points, they're holding most of the good points too. And showing the way the Germans pretty much have to cross any kind of ice, and usually through some bottlenecks, certainly gives the Soviets some advantage, in particular also considering they do have 2 heavy mortars ready. One of them is Veteran C2. They've got plenty of other goods. And if the Soviets can keep up their advance, I mean, they might actually be able to really do some serious damage to the Germans. The thing is, though, they rather seem to be playing awfully passive now. They've pretty much decided this is pretty much no farther than we go. It seems they're pretty much just going in the defensive, and that could prove to be a mistake. That could prove to be the point where the Germans actually do then get some respite and then actually be able to form up for a counter-attack. You don't want to give your opponent time to breathe. You don't want him to go, you know, time to go, oh right, I should probably stop attacking headlong and instead go for the flanks or something else. So in that sense, while the Soviets might be taking it a bit easier, they could very well be setting up their own doom if they're not careful. They need to keep on pressuring despite, you know, how uneasy they are about it. They should also definitely consider mining these spots much better, although we already see here Twister is trying to deal with that through mine sweepers. For the Germans, their current strategy should be, again, push up the currently weakened flanks and then try to move through here and perhaps create a pincer movement between the 2 players. Twister heading west, Daniel right and that way, catching the Soviets right here, perhaps even catching the mortars here. We're actually a bit exposed on this angle. That could prove to be a viable strategy, and would definitely be the one preferred. They could also just try making one really combined large move here or here, both players attacking from the same angle, although that would also be easier stopped. Also considering, you know, what kind of doctrines we have, what sort of armor might be available, it might be an idea actually for Twister to try and go for a Tiger to sort of supplement the Panther, and again, you know, that way spearhead in some assaults through here and here. For the Soviets, it's about, again, mining, setting up some more tougher defenses here on the flanks, set up at least a bit more, or build up a considerable armoured reserve that can react to anything happening on those flanks. Otherwise, they might risk some issues. But let us return to the fight. Let us see what actually happens. Also noting, no Stuke 3 Ausführung here for Twister. Snipers moving up, but they are again a bit exposed. Quickly though, dropping several field gunners. And a nice barrage going in there from Hansmoleman in hopes of killing some of the snipers, though no quite luck there. And the Panzerwerfer fires again. And seems to be the usual trick, hits very little. Advance going in here from Daniel, 3 Grenadier squads, Panzer 4 flying support pack as well. Another light artillery barrage ready. Could this be the sign of an offensive? Though, of course, any advance is going to be met with serious Soviet opposition through the heavy mortars. And I mean, if Daniel actually called in air reconnaissance, then we could see him, Twister that is, get off a light artillery barrage on them, and that could prove to be a good spot there, neutralising the Soviet artillery, at least suppressing it for a brief while, giving the Germans time to advance. But definitely I think something might want to be done here with the heavy mortars if possible. And certainly they have the doctrines that allow for it. There go T-34s on ice. Quickly wiping out a Grenadier squad, rather brutally. To add.
Sniper here.
We are ready for action.
There we go, another bit of air reconnaissance. Could it be this time the mortars he's going after? They've actually moved up. Nice idea there, a bit of perhaps. And perhaps, ooh, is he actually moving them again? Perhaps worried there will be some sort of artillery called in on them. Interesting, interesting. Tiger arrived. The Tiger is here for support Deutschland. Looks like no retribution is being called in on these infernal mortars. A bit of a shame there. But German advances here through the centre is obviously not really having much success. Panther here versus several tanks on the right flank. And there we go, ramming the Panther and managing to destroy the main gun. One T-34, if it can get behind the Panther now, that could definitely be game off that. Piece of armour. Panther boy going to get round, but blitzkrieging away. Good job there. Nearby target though could be called in to salvage the situation here on the right flank, but needs to be done so quickly. Minor breakthrough on the left, Pioneers make it in. And shock troopers caught in a storm of rockets. Fun fact about these rockets, it tended not to be always the explosions that killed them, but basically the huge, well, shock waves they created, which usually had something to do with high and low pressure, which apparently caused the lungs of the poor bastards caught in the barrage to burst. So a little fun fact there on the rockets. And an IS-2 is up for Stevebud. An IS-2. Yeah, Rhzhev Stalin. And there we go. Good hit there, and that Panther gun just got wiped out in the blink of an eye. Terrible stuff. Terrible. Another T-34 rolls out for Hansmoleman.
We have 300 points remaining. Support ready. It's done.
Counter attack to the left. T-34 field gun shock troops moving in. IS-2 also reacting.
Sharpshooter has arrived.
More shock troops out for Twister. I think he needs some more infantry, to be honest. Oh, the gun is on the line of fire. Oh, IS-2 actually missed. Another Panther at the barrage. Oh, catching a nice cluster of engineers trying to repair a T-34. Very brutal. Very unpleasant. Germans making a slow advance up the centre. Tigers spearheading the effort. Right flank quite open. Could easily be exploited by a German commander who's quick on it, but so could have served by slightly pushing up here as well. And snipers definitely need to be careful. There are two heavy mortars nearby, and they are frightfully close to enemy infantry. Oh! Oh no! The IS-2 got both snipers! Ow! Terrible! One hell of a shot there from the IS-2 gunner. And Twist all of a sudden lost a huge chunk of troops. You should definitely consider something to replace it. A quick move, basically getting another mechanized assault group. Another bit of blitzkrieg there, trying to escape there from T-34. Nicely done. More Panzerwerfer rockets. Right flank finally seeing with the action is some Panzerwerfers arriving, but they are close to facing to death already. And there go Veteran T2, Panzer 4. And Tiger gets the job done. Some fuel caches might be an idea for the German players. And there we go, shock troops encountering the Panzer 4. Oh no, no, no! Oh, he cast smoke on it. I thought they might try for an actual grenade. The ice looked thin enough, a grenade might actually pop the tank through the ice. Panzer 4 moving up with armoured skirts on. Field gun opens up a nice shot. Another hit, the IS-2 nearby as well. More rockets here. Bursting infantry to bits. More snipers out from Tititwister, he seems to like spamming them, and again, good use there of the secure mode on his tanks, quickly being able to rush in some armor to another flank and basically being taking territory away there. Good job there, and a KV-8 there arriving for Stevebud.
Our forces increase. Rhzhev is passing.
An MU-42 more on the way for Twister, and Panther is in some rather incendiary issues.
400 points remaining.
Burned alive.
The machine and gewehr team is awaiting orders.
Constantly going for the victory points. Shifting spots here with the KV-8 going over to take the point while the KV-8 then proceeds to deal with the infantry. And a nice response here already. The German players are dispatching tanks to deal with the KV-8.
Rhzhev is gone.
While the rest of the Soviet armoured forces seem a bit more passive at the moment. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of that. And already here KV-8 gets into a lot of trouble. Outmaneuvered. Panther and Panther 4 on the job. More artillery. Light artillery perhaps getting called in against enemy mortars.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Ah! The IS-2 and the things around it. Shame that. I think he should have tried the mortars a lot earlier for that matter. And T-17 makes a swift escape. Looks like the Soviets making the assault. IS-2 making the way. T-34's field guns on the follow-up. Stormovik strafing run, catching the Panzerwerfer and wiping it out. And an elephant tank strike arriving here for DanielID. The Großdeutschland receiving support from the Schwere Panzerjägerabteilung. And now the Panther force going to get hunted down. Every tank available to the Soviets right here is being sent into T-34 and the IS-2. T-34 ramming, blitzkrieging, but it's not going to do much for the damage. Engine field gun opening up as well. Oh no! That Panther 4 is going to go down. And there we go, Veteran 2, Panther 4 went in a bit too far and got punished for it, the other Panther 4, and there we go, Panther ramming, but it's a bit too late to avenge. And another light artillery barrage, this time to punish the T-34. Twister calling in a lot of artillery all of a sudden. The T-34 seems largely unharmed. Time to... Oh wait, it was time to activate the Soviets. My fault. Very much my fault. Got caught up in things. Oh, very close from ramming the Panther there. Very close, very close. Elephant up, Tiger advancing. Tiger needs to be careful it doesn't go through the ice. No! No! Tiger went down. That was a bit silly down there by Twister. Moving out in the middle of the ice. And he paid the price. And looks like that heavy mortar all of a sudden got Veteran 2 thanks for sinking that Tiger. And T-70 took a direct hit here from the Elephant. One more hit and it's good night.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
And the Elephant misses. Main gun destroyed. Smoke screen going in there to cover from the Elephant. Nice idea, but a bit too late. But definitely a very nice idea otherwise, though. Just not fast enough. If that is the intention was to save the T-70, otherwise we was to cover here. Good job. Certainly been some time since I've seen some smoke screens going down. Bunkering down on the right side. And T-34 taking a direct hit from the Elephant. And good night. Smoke in front of the enemy to deny its line of sight. Good job. Nice usage of the shock trooper smoke grenade ability there. And a bit of artillery going in here. Guns are once more on the back foot. Again, they need to stop trying to hammer up the way through the centre. They should try more focusing on the flanks. In particular, the right flank is currently very good spot for a main assault. Catch the Soviets in the more weaker sides. Oh, still the attack. Might it be for the heavy mortars? And finally, heavy mortars almost went down. They got one of them, but the other one is somehow still standing. Though I'm sure they were currently wishing they weren't.
What do you want?
Oh, don't move the elephant out on the ice. Don't move it out on the ice.
Desert conditions are now in effect. Laying smoke.
Another bit of smoke there. Hansmoleman knows the smoke. That's good.
Ready. We're pinned.
Victory points are getting awfully close.
What do you want? Shit! It's down! Ready!
Another main assault. Full-on assault. Neo gun firing, grenades flying. Soviet front line. It's on there. Got Ice 2 actually knocking out his own. Oh dear.
Have you not planned for winter?
Oh dear.
What do you want? Ready.
Shock troops continue their advance.
They're trying to burn us.
More grenades, more death.
What do you want? Shock troops taking little fire. Ready. We have a new unit.
Shock troopers advancing straight into the flamethrower. Not quite having any luck with that though. And the Ice-2 is getting awfully close. Oh dear, T-34 went down there. Mine engagement over here. T-34, by the way, still standing. Much to my surprise. Time to have a look at Stevebud. As the situation continues to fall a bit apart.
Fuck, we've lost a man! We are ready to build it on point.
And a second Ice-2 out. Looks like Stevebud is going very heavy on the Soviet heavy armor. And another Tiger tank arrives for Twister.
Heavy tank here. HMG crew is ready.
Oh! Something just died to the elephant. By the looks of it. And this Ice-2 is very close to death.
Blizzard is passing. Normal weather is returning.
Veterans you want too. Other Ice-2 making a bounty on the right flank. Nothing to really follow it up. At least not immediately. And there we go, Veterans 2 for the other Panther 4. Pioneers held up in a bunker, not looking good for them. Pat almost dead. At the same time, Tiger knocks out the other on the left flank. I'm not sure why Stevebud put it up so far ahead when it needed repairs. But definitely gave the Tiger tank a very easy kill. On the right flank, shock troopers are making progress under the cover of the IS-2. Elephant and Panther making a move there. Oh, T-34 rammed the Tiger, but only managed to stun the through this time around. Close but no cigar. Oh, no, elephant on the ice, and another piece of German heavy armor sunk. Don't sink the Panther as well. We're not playing battleships. Your objective is not to go use sunk my Tiger tank. Or whatever. And a Stormovik and Stuka attack, but blatantly misses anything. And Blitzkrieg veterans into quickly getting behind the IS-2 right there. IS-2 slow turret hanging on top, darting down with the Panther. And that could very well be an easy win now for the Panther, although it would still be quite damaged. And there we go, both IS-2s are down.
The enemy is taking what we have secured. We have been promoted.
It looks like things are more or less collapsed for the Soviet army now.
We must hold the enemy. We are down to our last 25 points.
And there we go. Game over. A loss for the Soviet Union. A rather close victory for the Germans. I mean, they were down to 58 victory points themselves. It was not exactly easy. Both sides lost a lot. I think that for the problem for the Soviets was partly at one stage they basically just stopped. They didn't, advance any farther. They didn't apply any pressure further than what they felt was necessary. And particularly on the flanks, they could have made a lot more ground, made a lot more success had they pushed harder then. Certainly that was one of the sort of, overarching themes. I mean, the flanks saw comparatively little action at times, which, again, could have impressed even just a single unit, just taking away territory there, could have made a considerable difference. Overall, there was good doctrinal usage from both players, though. I mean, both really make good use of their abilities and their armor. The only thing that got problem for Stevebud was, he didn't actually get a lot of combat units to repair his IS-2s and thus quickly get them back into the fight. In particular, that IS-2 up here suffered for that. Oh no, actually up there, I've turned the camera out too much, but still, I think the IS-2 suffered a bit on that mistake there. Germans need to be a bit more careful about handling their armor on the ice, and I think, Twister could have got a bit more usage of destruction. I mean, he could perhaps get a Stuk 3E or another Mechanized assault group or some more assault gunners, but I think he could have done a little more. On the other hand, he made really great use of the light artillery barrels. I mean, it's not all, for naught. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned a thing or two or three. If you did, why not subscribe? Tell your friends. If you didn't, well, why not replay your own? Provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.